Welcome to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Green, where you'll discover actionable strategies to help your student to reach their academic goals, to excel at standardized testing, and to plan for the college admissions process painlessly. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Green.
Dr. Stephen Green, the Success Doctor. Welcome back. We're getting creative again. Getting creative, part 2, I'm going to call this, You Be the Teacher. Yeah, think about that. You are parents, you are students, you are helping getting through the academic process. The Make the Grade podcast, all about giving you actions you can do or you can help your child do to maximize their education. That's the theme. That's what we do here. So last episode, got into some creative ideas, ways to organize information, way to package information. And last week's theme was audio, using audio. If you haven't heard it, actually, it's a good episode. I'm going to just say it. It's a good episode. Toot my own horn a little bit, but why not? Anyhow, today, the title, working title, You Be the Teacher. Now, what does this mean, you be the teacher? Obviously, you are not the teacher. Maybe not even want to be a teacher. But what we're going to do, what I'm going to suggest is I want you to think about making up your own test. So let's say you have some material you're going to get quizzed on, test on, assessed on somehow. Okay? Now, normally what people do is they go to school. They take notes. They go home. They go over their notes. They review it pretty much the same way they learned it. Works okay. In fact, might work well for a lot of people. But what I would suggest is something a little bit different here. So this is what I want you to do. Think about, you're the teacher. You need to make up some sort of assessment, a quiz, a test, a paper, an assignment based on some material. Okay, so you need to have multiple choice questions. You need to have some true-false questions. You need to have some matching questions. You need to have some short answer. And you want to have some kind of longer extended essay. All for the same material. That's the catch. So let's just say, and I'm going to use this example because I did this earlier today with a student, you are learning about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, very, very important biological process, and most of you have probably heard of it, where the plants or plant-like species can make their own glucose, make their own food from sunlight. So what you'd want to do is, instead of just going over your notes and looking at it again and again and again, you want to make up your own test questions. Now, there could be some very detail-based questions. The organelle where photosynthesis occurs is A, the nucleus, B, the ribosome, C, the chloroplast, D, the vacuole. Multiple choice. Now, what it does is it forces you to think of the information, and it forces you to catalog the information in different ways. All right? So, multiple choice. The answer, by the way, is C, chloroplast. True, false. Same idea. True or false. Photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast of the plant cell. Well, that's true. About that. Third thing might be matching. You might have different parts of the process. Photosynthesis happens to have what they call light dependent and a light independent halves or parts to it. The light dependent comes first and feeds the results of that into the light independent. So now you might get into some flow, like what comes first? Let's order this. Sunlight comes in, it hits the plant, it goes into the chloroplast, it activates the electrons, and you could make that into a matching or a sorting sort of thing. So that's a third way you can do it. You can have multiple choice, true, false, matching. Now you have a short answer. In 1 or 2 sentences, explain the process of photosynthesis. All right. Fifth way, longer answer. Discuss the role of photosynthesis in the global energy cycle. Now, what you're doing, and I know this is not super complicated, but what you're really doing is you're taking information and you're thinking of it, not just how you learned it, which is important, but you're also thinking of it how you expect or possibly could get tested. That's key. And I'm going to tell you, if you do this enough and you come up with enough questions, you're going to see some of those questions on the test, because there's only so many ways that you can package information as a teacher. And that's not negative about teachers. It just is. If they're making a test based on some amount of information, they're looking at the same thing you are. They're just trying to challenge you sometimes and make sure maybe you can think a little bit out of the box. Now, another element to this, speaking of thinking out of the box, is trying to take 1 and 1 and make 3, if that makes any sense. In other words, what you're going to try to do is take basic ideas and then synthesize them to larger ideas. So for example, what would happen if a plant was put in a room where there was no sunlight at all? What would happen to the plant? Well, we've got to think of this logically. The plants require light, sunlight, to do photosynthesis. If there's no light in the room, they would not be able to do it. This is kind of an extension idea. If you go back to the episode a bit ago about the Maslow's hierarchy and the different levels of learning, this is so that will come in. So this is another idea where you take an outside influence or a larger piece and you try to apply it to the situation. The point is, and what I'm trying to get you to do, I'm trying to get you to be creative with, is think like the teacher, role play like you're the teacher, and try to come up with ways that you can look at the information, make test questions about it, make multiple choice, true, false, matching, timeline, short answer, essays, all different ways that you can look at the same information, okay, and work on it that way. It's a much more active way to study. Truthfully, it's probably a more efficient way to study depending on the person. Bottom line is, look at results. It will help you to maximize your education. Try it. Hey, I would love to see what you're doing. Make these up, send them to me. Email sgreen at makethegrade.net, makethegrade.net. Go to the Facebook community. Go to Facebook, search Make the Grade Maximum Education Community, and you will find 2 communities there. Participate. Remember, this is all about taking action. You can also find me on Instagram and all those other things. But the point is, I'd love to see the work you're doing and how it can help you and how it does help you. Let me know how the results go. Anyway, that is your mission for today. Be the teacher. Be the teacher. And try it. Do it enough. Guarantee you're going to see it working. All right. That is it for this time around. Dr. Stephen Green, the Success Doctor, thanking you, thanking my subscribers, thanking my listeners, because I believe the more people that have this information, the more people out there who can maximize their education and succeed. That's our mission, to help you to reach your goals. So until next time, have a great time. Have a great week. So long.
You've been listening to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Green. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. For more resources and support, please visit makethegrade.net.